ready to fly. What they listen is the path been paid for. That's why he hit up top, like he belong there. And when he taking off, it's like he own air. Flying high down, like the birds do. It's all over with style, flying over you. Don't forget the name, name is his to claim. With your DNA, we about to change the thing. Everybody get ready to fly. Style, to the top, let's go. Pistol of paper, or pen and pad of thesis. Release pictures of puzzle pieces, sliding to the bleachers, reaches insurmountable odds. Remember who will save us from the bullets we dodged. Some hit us in line, no doubt. I see the people staring all eyed, like to ride the image scrimmage and I beat them aside. Now I'm flying hard, AJ, aka Lionheart, flying guard, no deny, finish what my mind starts. Everybody get ready to fly. Style, top to the top, let's go. Everybody get ready to fly. Style, top, let's go. Let's go to the top, to the top. Get ready to fly. Get ready to fly, to fly. Let's go. A, J, style. Everybody get ready to fly. A, J, to the top, let's go. Everybody get ready to fly. Style, top, let's go. Style, everybody get ready to fly. Style, top, let's go. A, J, style, everybody get ready to fly. A, J, style, top, let's go. A, J, style, everybody get ready to fly. A, J, style, top, let's go. Get ready to fly. Get ready to fly.
Yeah, so I'm very late, but to be honest, I did not think I would be out as late as I was. But we're officially back in business, we're ready to... I don't know what the hell happened in my last stream. Mainly the fact that it was never streamed at all. I have no idea what the hell went on. OBS has just been being a bitch lately. But, yeah, we're officially back, we're ready to finish this. I already finished Focus Flashback. It was pretty woke. We were unable to... This is still the woke version that has 6 rounds required instead of 8. 10. So I was unfortunately unable to finish it off. But we're back with the story, boys.
Going mountain climbing again? Where are you heading this time? Watzmann? Nebelhorn?
Spain, actually. To the tallest peak in the Pyrenees, Aneto.
You just finished a field mission. Shouldn't you take more than a day to recover?
I was only helping them establish an organizational system for the Arcanist database in Morocco, and I got plenty of sleep on the plane. What about you? Another late night of research by the looks of it? I've heard the people at Laplace are night owls too. You should fit right in with their schedule.
The all-nighter has left Adler looking a little worn, but his eyes are as bright as ever.
A genius's best thoughts always come at night. An overly poetic sentiment, to be sure. But I see it as a rational conclusion based on experience.
Greta shrugs. She has no intention of nagging him about the way their parents do.
Remember,
I know, mows the lawn.
Noticing the silence, Greta slows her hand on the door again.
you look like you still have something to say.
This month, it is setting up an Arcanist registry. Last month, it was mediating an Arcanist dispute, cleaning up after the Foundation's mess. I don't think we need more examples. Greta, you're working like Mama sweeping the damn dust behind the door. She sweeps and sweeps, day after day, year after year, to abate a problem that could be solved by simply closing the window.
I know you aren't happy with always having to pick up after her in secret, but you shouldn't let Mama know that. But tell me, Bruderherz, do you think we should close the window forever?
Hello, Mark. Hello, Curry. Both of you guys, how you
no,
doing?
What I meant was...
Greta waves her hand.
I never did properly tell you why I joined the Foundation. You're right. Field investigator work is as you say. But there are complicated procedures to follow. The actual situations are so simple, it hardly takes a genius to figure them out. Most of the difficulty comes from dealing with officials. It's entirely up to them whether they drop the red tape and empty rhetoric or raise their walls higher. And from a utilitarian standpoint, it's not a rational choice. After all, the promotion prospects are very limited.
So if you guys aren't aware, we recently, Adler's VA was recently revealed as Kiro Mitev, who is the voice director of One Line Studios LA, which is the voice acting studio that Blue Pox sources all of their actors from. So he's essentially the voice director of the game. I am curious as to when Greta will get revealed, if not already. I'm not sure. I think her voice actress has been publicly disclosed as of yet. Though I would love for that to happen soon, because
Then why do you
it took
insist on doing
until
it?
now to get Adler. He's been in the game since 1.9. It only took until fucking now. Okay, never mind. Okay, yes, Greta's VA was already revealed. Marissa McIntyre. Sweet. Because both of them are doing a great job. I love how this entire story has been able to give us more of a perspective on the relationship between Greta and Adler, because we didn't get a lot of that. Obviously, in the aftermath of her death, there wasn't really any room, so giving most of the flashbacks sequences a lot of time is great stuff. The stubborn confusion in his voice means this won't be a brief chat. She glances at the clock on the wall, hesitates, then shifts the weight of her backpack.
Adler, have you heard of Mount Godwin Austen? They call it K2.
The second highest mountain, after Mount Everest.
That's right. I like the name K2. Just a letter and a number. It's direct, bare, concise, unembellished. It perfectly captures the image of a brutal peak. That mountain has a higher death rate among climbers than that of the world's highest peak. Once you choose to climb it, you've already put your life in the harsh hands of nature. Even among mountaineering clubs, amidst the praise for your determination, I trust the majority of people would still exclaim, "Do you have a death wish?"
I don't follow.
The view from the peak of K2. It's different from yours, from the University of Göttingen, or from any other place in the world. That's what those people with a death wish are trying to obtain. Of course, most Foundation field investigators don't face such extreme conditions. I don't understand Arcanum. I don't understand the Arcanists it creates either. But these things are deeply rooted in our world. The Foundation is a great fulcrum, a window, a place to observe, and to participate. Even if I wanted to, There's no avoiding dealing with all kinds of arcanists and arcanum. They hide, tucked away among the many interwoven branches of bureaucracy. This is a view gained only by joining the Foundation. Each arcanist becomes a new case study, because no matter how bizarre the phenomenon, once it is systematically documented and analyzed, it always falls into a chain of logic. Adler, why are you looking for a unified theory?
To make the world concise, summarizable. It must be noble and reliable to be suitable for life.
Do you think society can also have such a theory? Something that can integrate all this disordered, chaotic fragmentation and allow arcanists and arcanum to find a place among rationality? I believe that's what I'm doing now. I see these endless missions as brute force exhaustive research, like foolishly trying to count every grain of sand on a beach. Once complete, it will give a full view of both humans and arcanists, founded in rationality and worthy of trust. You could call it Hoffman idealism. It certainly seems to be in both our blood, Bruder Herz.
All right. Isn't it by time you left?
Greta pays no mind to her brother's embarrassed huff. Something else has occurred to her.
I heard Laplace is experimenting on arcane skill fusions these days. They plan to distribute equipment infused with the power of incantations to us investigators.
I'm not going to put my faith in some inexplicable magic weapon.
I expected you'd say as much. Then this might be more your speed. It's a Luger pistol, a regular firearm able to be disassembled and reassembled as you see fit.
A pistol?
I also have one. It's a Foundation-issued pistol for field investigations. I'd say I already have a solid eye for it.
Greta, what kinds of missions are you going on that require guns?
While extreme circumstances are rare, they are bound to happen eventually. In those cases, it doesn't hurt to have a gun. That goes for both of us.
She settles her pack on her shoulders. The half-open door swings wide and the morning sunlight spills over her. She looks ready to dissolve into
I'm
it.
heading out now.
Greta, wait!
Oh yes, I
Time
remember
waits for
this
no
scene.
one, Bruder
This scene
Herz.
jump scared me.
I have to go eventually. For every mountain in the world, there will always be someone who seeks to climb it.
He pounds his fist against the door. It doesn't move. A door he knows well. A door he has always wanted to open. A door he had once opened. A door that opened only for geniuses.
Mr. Adler?
He snaps back to reality. The stares of his colleagues in the Laplace meeting room bore into him.
You've been out of sorts during our recent meetings, Adler. You should get more sleep. Sleep is a vital function for humans.
Thank you for your considerable insights into human nature. But that's quite enough. Now to our current situation. We need to figure out our next steps.
The conversation resumes, and the geniuses leave behind the trivial matter of sleep.
Ludwig's reappearance has introduced a serious problem. The core is no longer in our hands. Our crossword puzzle has been torn to shreds, and we have no leads to speak of. Even the most skilled cryptographer can't reverse engineer a key out of thin air.
Seems like an easy fix to me. I say we take apart the toy box. Ludwig and the core are both in there, right? So take it apart. Let all its elements reset to their original states
He's so
individually.
dumb, bro.
Then it'll be a breeze to analyze.
That's too reckless, researcher Medicine Pocket. Dismantling the toy box
I
might
fucking
cause
hate the guy so
significant data
goddamn
loss.
much, bro. Why is...
Or possibly
Why is he
even
so
destroy
like? Why
the
is he
toy
like
box
this? Why?
itself. Then we'll be without any research subject at all.
Well, sitting here overthinking everything isn't gonna produce any results either.
Just reset it. We can continue with our original plan.
The toy box remains unstable. If we reset it in its current condition, there's no telling whether we'll return everything to its original state, or just cause even more chaos.
Ludwig's signal is still near the tower. We'd better come to a decision before he leaves.
No more hesitating. There's no use in waiting. Plus, since the data is restored after each reset of the toy box, we can start by assuming that the mishap with Ludwig has been fixed. We start with a hypothesis, then we test it.
Where's the... Okay, I was gonna say, where the fuck is the trace? Yo, what even is Musei 3? Seriously, what the fuck is that thing? I don't remember the Musei lore. He's like this mascot.
After this reset, we need to limit the changes inside the toy box as much as possible. That is to say, the fewer the people who enter the toy box, the better. It's best we only send one person.
I'll do you one better. Don't send anyone in and blow it to Kingdom Come.
Can you shut
Research your
up?
medicine pocket.
Oh my fuck, dude. God, Medicine Pocket rolls their eyes and keeps talking unfazed by the warning in Ulrich's tone.
Great! A brand new toy box and a brand new chance to fail! Consistently reproducing failed results follows the scientific method too, right? Seriously, none of us even knows what's in there, and you're saying we should send a single person in alone?
And you're saying
You're
we should
totally
blow
fine
the
with
thing
that, huh?
fucking up. How is
Leaving
that
all
any
those
different?
insane pieces and that psycho Raven for some unlucky bastard to deal with?
This doesn't happen often, but I have to say, I agree with Medicine
Sunyon
Pocket.
Ring.
Whoever decides to enter will be risking their own safety.
Medicine Pocket rolls their eyes again. X and Ulrich have clearly missed the point.
Ugh, what I was saying is that we shouldn't be wasting our brain power on this thing.
We also need to consider the pieces. They may just be data to us, but to them, this is their entire world. We must avoid destroying it if we can.
Oh, my dear Ulrich, I'm moved to pieces. If only the real Storm shared your glowing sense of humanitarianism.
Pardon, can I interrupt for a second?
Elizabeth knocks on the table. Please do.
I have good news. I've tested the communicator's durability. Although the tower's effect grows stronger the closer you get, the unlucky person entering the box will be able to receive outside help up until they enter the tower. If we aren't giving up on that plan, that is.
That's great! But assigning 100 people to wash test tubes in a lab isn't gonna make the research go any faster. That's all that communicator's gonna give. A bunch of test tube washers.
Don't say that. If you gave me 10 research assistants who understood the Lane-Emden equation, I'd be pleased no matter what.
She is so adorable. We finally have a fucking... an antidote to Medpop's
I will go.
abrasive neuroticism.
You're a human, Adler. And at the end of the day, that toy box runs an arcanum.
Thank you for the reminder. bottle brain.
The bottle brain is crazy. Enigma's tone is polite, but his expression is grim.
I'm certain you will all provide more help than test tube washing, like capturing arcane fluctuations and relaying the data through the communicator. Besides, I'm the cryptographer here. I doubt any one of you has undergone even a fraction of the cryptographic training required to reverse engineer a key from an as of yet unknown cipher.
Well, I certainly haven't. But I believe I understand now. You think Ulrich has a point too. Humanitarian care, no?
Where on earth did you get that impression?
She's so cute. He turns away, but his darkening expression doesn't escape Hisabeth's notice.
Alright. You're right. You didn't say that.
She shrugs and clears the way for Enigma. A faint dizziness blurs Enigma's vision. God, it sounds like a goddamn credit card being tapped. We're back in the darkness. Frowning, Enigma pats his wet coat, sending little streams down the moonlit water below.
Whoa! Look at that ball of light in the sky. Huh! I'm starting to like this place.
I'm afraid that's this toy box's version of the moon.
He pulls himself upright against the knee-high silver lines and wades unsteadily towards the shore.
Hey, those fir trees over there look like snowflakes.
Why don't you tell me something I don't know?
Alright, I just thought some talk on cock curves might lighten the topic.
Can anyone tell me how to mute this thing?
Wow. Enigma distances himself from the communicator as another wave of commotion erupts on the other end. A moment later, Ulrich's calm voice comes through.
Understood. Researcher Pointer and I will strictly control the other's input as requested.
Right. We guarantee we'll only bother you if it's essential.
Thank you. I'll contact you if necessary.
He switches off the communicator, yet the surrounding noise persists.
Who's there?
It's the Marcus copy, yeah. Not far off, a young piece turns around, hands twisted together nervously.
Mr. Enigma?
Didn't expect I'd run into you here, Miss Marcus. Are you reading?
He points at the thin white cuboid in the piece's hand.
Yes, Mr. Enigma. I'm reading a story. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog.
That's the story? Ah,
Yes, the
I
sentence that
understand.
contains every word and every letter,
Mhm.
every letter in the
It's
language
about
in the
legends
alphabet.
and people who write history. I haven't finished it yet. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog.
She smiles shyly. What used to be a book has slowly flattened into a colorless, almost depthless shape.
Is there something I can help you with? Quick.
Oh yes, that's right.
I'm
She
looking
begins
for a tower.
repeating
Do you know where it might be?
the words of the story. Like
It seems a lot of people are
she
looking
basically
for
glitches
the tower.
out.
It might be on the other side of the forest.
Thank you,
She's like a program.
Miss Marcus. Would you like to come with me?
She looks bewildered. The book finally loses the last of its depth and slides from her arms.
I'm waiting for someone. I don't seem to remember who I'm waiting for. Brown.
Was she also looking for the tower?
The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog.
What?
Forget it.
Enigma hesitates, then crosses to pick up the book for her, but slips through her fingers like the moon's reflection slipping from pants. He shakes his head and gives up. It's
I
useless
should go,
anyway.
Miss Marcus. Goodbye.
Please, careful. There's a fox, brown in the forest, lazy dog.
Thank you.
Following the piece's direction, Enigma squints in the distance. The White Tower's spire rises above a sea of treetops.
How wonderfully eye-catching. What is this? Tantalus's punishment?
Another figure emerges from the shadows of the trees.
Danger! Closer, don't any come! Wait, you're...
It's me, a tiny, insignificant cryptographer. It's a pity we've never worked together.
The communicator rings again. Whether it's at the worst moment or the best one, he can't decide.
Adler, how bad is it?
He subconsciously reaches into his pocket. The metal tube is cold against his fingers.
Oh, fine. Just a piece who's gone mad.
It's very odd how Chinese it's very odd how Chinese it sounds. Or at least to start.
So many people here.
Who cares?
Feels like
This battlefield is
Kindly
very
make your way
interesting.
into the reagent bottles. We'll shake them to see if you're a solid or a liquid.
That almost made me laugh. Unfortunately for you, that is not enough to convince me to cooperate.
I have the
keep your guard. Oh, look. Hold on.
I did not mean. I did not.
Feathers.
Why did I have auto on? What the fuck?
Be careful.
We're not afraid of you. Oi, here's a lesson to you.
I guess it didn't matter anyway.
Return to your position.
Enigma looks up at the top of the tower for what feels like the 1000th time. It's faintly glowing. He raises the communicator. I like how the eye is still moving.
We have a problem. Even after all this walking, I haven't gotten any closer to the Tower of Babel. If anything, it appears to be going farther and farther away.
We're all quite used to the language disorder by now, so that isn't much of a problem. And there isn't much need for him to communicate with anyone. But what does concern me is that moving tower. A brand new variable. What was it again? There was an expression
We still
I
don't
heard
know
when
he's
I
the
was
best
trying
voice
to
actress
research
either, and I
Kiparinas
just,
and
for
name
the
these
life of
arcane
me, I don't
skills.
fucking know why.
Oh, that's the one. People can only borrow language. They cannot reach the reality behind it.
We need to start considering the possibility of evacuating Adler early.
I doubt he'll agree.
Then prepare to evacuate him by force, if necessary. From what we've seen so far, the situation is far worse than predicted. Not only has the language disorder encompassed the whole toy box, but it's starting to leak out of it too.
Ulrich gestures to Histobath. The silver patterns on his uniform are slowly fading. She examines him carefully and reaches a quick conclusion.
Oh, you're right. You have been standing closest to the box.
He exchanges a look with Ulrich and picks up the communicator.
All right, I'll tell him. Saves the two of you from bickering again. Adler, can you hear me?
I hope you have some good news.
Sorry for what I'm about to say, but I'll keep it straight. The toy box's instability is higher than predicted. We advise you to return early. If you can't retrieve the core soon, we'll have to use our backup plan. Blowing up the box.
Wow. Enigma goes quiet for a few seconds, so that prick Medpog is actually gonna get what he wants.
I didn't want this either, but right now, there's no better solution.
Ulrich, what are you saying?
Ulrich, what are you saying?
The disorder is spreading to Laplace again. Your time in the box is limited. And according to the LSCC safety management regulations, ensuring your safety is the higher priority.
Enigma takes a deep breath, yet doesn't argue.
I understand. Give me 2 hours. If I don't make any progress, I'll return. Then, we can blow it up together.
2 hours, Adler. We'll do whatever we can to help. Researchers X, Medicine Pocket, and Hissabith are currently dealing with the spread of the disorder. I also need to step away for a moment to deal with it. Researcher Pointer is monitoring the toy box's situation. If you run into any danger, be sure to request assistance immediately.
I will.
He looks up at the white spire, seemingly within reach yet forever beyond it. Maybe it's just his imagination, but for a moment he felt like he was closer to it. The journey that follows is too quiet, almost dull. The only thing Enigma can do is note that changes in the surrounding scenery. He keeps his eyes peeled, but no other familiar faces appear. Until a heated argument, even for Laplace's standards, breaks out ahead. A researcher and an administrator argue on opposite sides of a desk in a somewhat familiar scene.
I am not redoing the material reimbursement.
Then you can choose not to submit it. But I must remind you that the reimbursement deadline is this Friday.
Anyone feels a familiar irritation itching him.
Has extremely potent
God, I'm not paying attention.
Laplace ought to tear down the building and install turf.
Why does he have a gun? The researcher suddenly draws a gun on his colleague. Perhaps he doesn't think of him as one.
Are you done? You're wasting Laplace resources.
Right, I forgot that it's a bubble gun for some reason. Bang! The staff member drops to the ground, and Nathan isn't sure whether he should step forward and do something. Seriously? Before he can decide, a pack of critters pours out from behind the boy researcher piece and lunges at him.
What on?
Stay behind me. I'll keep us safe.
After I leave, I need to supervise X's experiments on critters more closely. I don't want to deal with this kind of thing on the outside too.
I'll keep them occupied.
Hold on. Don't waste your breath. This can't
Fuck.
do.
Strike when the time is right.
It's out with you. A flawless defense. Oh, be careful.
Return to your position.
You can tell how not locked in I am. Stopping them isn't difficult. After so many explorations, Enigma has grown used to it. The communicator's ring interrupts his mulling over the sudden change.
We're back. This time the disorder symptoms are visual, nothing too serious. It's a shame you can't see us right now. Gathered around the toy box with symbols floating around our heads.
Enigma pictures it but can't help but rub his temples.
What's the situation?
Nothing much to report. So, a piece just did something I'm sure we've all wanted to.
He applied for a massive amount of funds?
No. He killed the administrator who asked him to resubmit his invoice. Then led a dozen critters in an attempted uprising.
Very extreme. Intéressant.
Now, there's no one here who wants to do anything like that to our colleagues.
Medicine pocket.
Each their own. I'd like to confirm something. You just returned this moment, yes? Was anybody thinking about invoices, the canteen, or anything related to Picasma candy just now?
Hey, why all the questions? Mr. Enigma, this isn't exactly the time for a workplace interview.
Come on, stop the chatter and tell me, quickly!
Well, I think you kind of already know your answer from that one person's inquiry. It's pretty obvious.
Oh, you mean you think our observations out here are having an impact in there?
Yep, precisely.
Right. The approval you owe me is still in the back of my mind. You already got it, right? The bottle of...
That's the one.
His hypothesis is confirmed.
Now, I need you to give me some time. Stay away from the box. Do not observe my movements.
I see. We'll avoid any eye contact with the toy box.
Remember, we have forced evacuation measures in place, Adler.
Silence follows. Enigma holds his breath and watches.
As expected.
The critters slowly disappear, and the blood-covered researcher shuffles back to the desk. Now simply some grids.
Hey pal, coming through. Sorry, need to reorganize all these receipts ASAP. You heard him, didn't you? The deadline's Friday. Don't your projects need reimbursements too?
Thanks for the reminder. But my team is still waiting for funding approval.
Ah, must be tough. Hang in there.
He pats Enigma on the shoulder, then limps towards the far wall where there should be... So he did still get shot. He's just... Okay.
Ulrich, I assume you've also come to the same conclusion.
The correlation between the degree of observation and the toy box's abnormalities.
Exactly. Put this down in your report. The reason I made you all leave wasn't because I harbored any ill will toward my colleagues. As we all know, every new observer adds a degree of freedom. The higher the degree of freedom, the harder it is to converge at a single point. Someone wants to see a dark room, so they turn on a flashlight. But if 10 people in different corners of the room simultaneously turn on their flashlights, between all the beams of light, not one of them can see clearly. This we understood, but what we failed to account for was the light shining through the window, the people outside the room. Not only do those who enter the toy box increase interference, but so too do those who observe from the outside.
The communicator goes silent. Clearly Ulrich is thinking fast.
An astonishing conclusion, Adler. But it's a line of thought worth testing. Do you think 2 hours of basic cryptography training would be enough for one of our colleagues to enter the box and take your place?
No need to complicate things. We can cut off communications now.
What did you say?
Turn off the flashlight, and the room will return to its original appearance. Every flashlight, including my own.
Let me remind you again. You're not an arcanist. You can't detect the arcane fluctuations in the toy box on your own.
Yes, I can. Also, the effects won't last for long.
He pops open the metal tube in his pocket.
I still have faith in science, even in an era where rain falls in reverse. It's reliable by nature. Systematic, comprehensive, replicable. As for Arcanum, I may as well make the most of it while it's mine to use. Thankfully, its basic applications don't require deep understanding. I'll ensure my own safety.
A rare silence follows from the other end of the communicator. As the candies drop into Enigma's palm, the reply finally comes.
Of course. You're an exceptional researcher, and our greatest cryptographer. You still have 30 minutes, plus the 2 additional hours we've approved. Best of luck. See you soon, Adler.
See you soon, Ulrich.
He's on his own now. Enigma draws a deep breath and closes his eyes. Not to observe, but to sense. An unfinished antidote and a trace of test poison to keep Manus Vindictae from using it to cause another tragedy. He's tried it countless times. It should work. The taste of Picrasma extract creeps up from the back of his tongue. Enigma's 1/4 Arcanist blood briefly awakens. Emotion and reason. Arcanist and human. Arcanum and science. Science carried him to the point where it seemed to be no going forward. Arcanum has allowed him to touch the faint glimmer of light in the cracks. In the deepest dark, there's a soft knock on the door. Alright, let's keep at it.
At the ready.
Keep your guard high.
I have the rear.
Fuck.
I'll keep them occupied.
Don't waste your breath. Keep your guard high.
Liberty Outpost, at your service.
Flying feathers.
Be careful. My responsibility. Cleats and solid stone.
Return to your position.
I, in general, really like the theme of these human characters still clinging on to their faith in science and reason, even in a post-Storm world. Like, we saw this in with Rachel and Lorenz's character story, and we're seeing it here with Adler. It's a...
Keep your guard high.
I have the rear.
Don't waste your breath.
It's kind of a double-edged sword, right?
Defense.
It's both admirable and naive.
It's out with you.
But then again, right? It's just it's all just an equation. It's just some new variables to be plugging in, and you won't know until you try.
Victory! Everyone loves that. I'll make sure to pass the word to anyone I meet along the way.
What an absurd experience. Using my eyes to gauge the distance, what I saw was a far-off tower and the many difficulties to reach it. That, I realize now, was another result of my observation. Yet the moment I stopped trying to logically deduce its location, lo and behold, here it is.
He touches the white wall before him, as if it's to confirm it's really there.
If Arcanists truly live in a world of such unpredictability as this, it's little wonder many think they have mental problems. Alright, since everything's been reset,
they're all nuts
that
so for a
thieving
reason.
raven
I get
will
why they're all
likely
nuts
appear
so.
at the tower, with his shiny contraband in tow. The only problem is getting inside.
Enigma tilts his head back and estimates the tower's height, weighing whether it's worth the climb.
There aren't enough footholds, and I'm not certain whether that structure up there is in fact a window.
He pauses, then lowers his
Open
voice.
sesame. Arcanists can't just make up incantations, it seems. I thought as much.
I wonder how that even works.
Surely,
I'd love
I
to know
don't
what
have to
goes
delve
into the
into my
creation of an
imagination.
incantation. He closes his eyes, still facing the stubborn wall.
Arcane skills. Arcane skills. How on earth do they figure out these things? I should have asked for a copy of a basic guide to using Arcanum before cutting off communications. Never mind. The principles ought to be about the same. Focus your mind and let the intensity of your thoughts bore a hole in the wall.
Not hoping to turn your thoughts into a sledgehammer, are you?
My glorious goat, Ludwig. Please be playable. I am begging. He follows the sound upwards. The Glaven glides down for a smooth landing.
I never expected the ever-logical Adler would have such a wild imagination.
Enough wasting time. Hand it over.
You didn't make all that effort making your way here simply to rob me, did you? Seems Laplace hasn't been so busy these days.
As you can see, your instincts have interfered with our work. If you enjoy collecting shiny things so much, I'll give you this communicator. Take it, or any other thing you want.
Empirische Urteile. Überhebliche Spekulationen. Ja, so denkst du. Und genau deshalb wirst du den Nutzern arkaner Fähigkeiten niemals begreifen.
That's irrelevant. Has the simulation been upgraded? Or are you being affected by corrupted data? The others haven't shared much personal information on Ludwig. Are you German?
Ludwig just mechanically
Ich
turns his
verstehe
head and
ganz
fixes his
genau,
gaze
was
on
du willst. Du bist viele Male in diesen Turm gekommen, um ihn zu zerstören. Und diese Farce eines Experiments. Dann hat sich etwas verändert. Du wurdest neugierig, wolltest seine Geheimnisse enthüllen. Der natürliche Instinkt eines Forschers. Doch du wurdest viel zu hastig in deinem Streben und hast begonnen, Dinge zu erforschen, die du niemals zu begreifen hoffen kannst.
A constant stream of words flows from Ludwig's beak.
Enough chit-chat.
Du kannst das Arkanum nicht begreifen.
You cannot comprehend Arcanum, I think right from the trailer.
Stop!
He finally understands the source of his discomfort. He has never sensed arcane fluctuations before. Not until now. Of course, he can't immediately detect the abnormalities quietly building around him.
Kannst du diese Tür nicht öffnen.
Enigma grabs the communicator and throws it at the Raven, who effortlessly dodges with a flap of his wings.
You're the one interfering with my experiment, Researcher Adler. I need the core to help me unveil the mysteries of language. In fact, not long ago, I made a rather decent discovery.
Another flap of black wings. Enigma notices data flowing across them.
Was that hypnosis? A curse? Or a prophecy? Or is that nonsense, and yet nothing has come of it? Most likely needs time to activate.
Enigma checks his timer.
There's still half an hour left. Enough time to get you out of my way.
I need the core. It stays here.
Here we go, boss.
At the ready.
God, this boss looks so good.
Deine Einmischung ist der eigentliche Beweis dafür, dass die Erschaffung dieser Kern wird es mir ermöglichen, keine Abhängigkeit mehr von Kontext oder Erfahrung, keine Mehrdeutigkeiten oder Missverständnisse, wenn die Entropie ihr Minimum erreicht. Und so wirst du...
If you just surrender the... Ich werde mir dein weiteres Geschwätz nicht...
Let's
I'll
do
keep
it.
them occupied.
Keep your guard, don't waste your breath. Liberty outpost, actual
Boss
size.
looks so cool. The symbols and how the
A
giant
well-measured strike.
curve is also his wing. It's so gas.
There you
Oh
that's
shit!
my responsibility.
I forgot he has a badass attack animation. He literally speaks
Take a primrose.
attacks into existence. And then once you kill him, he just collapses.
Save your words for the chorus.
The fortress crumbles. The metal dissolves like foam. Ludwig twitches on the ground. He spreads his wings and struggles into an upright position. Data flashes in his black eyes.
My data? You've utterly destroyed it.
We both know the box will reset. And you'll go back to your chattering, Raven.
Ah, yes. The pieces exist in a world that may be reset. One might think their lives are full of opportunity and that everything is recoverable. But under special conditions, these pieces can also die.
What do you mean?
The core's contents have the ability to interfere with everything around it. It can tear your mind apart, even scramble your data into a jumbled mess. Opening its protective shell won't bring you the results you're looking for. Ludwig already paid the price for his curiosity. His experiment failed, and his mind was imprisoned here. It wasn't until a short while ago that he finally departed.
So that's why we haven't seen him all this time.
I am merely a segment of leftover data, an attempt to warn other curious minds to stay well away from danger.
You mean to say your actions came from good intentions? Care to explain that incantation of yours? It still hasn't taken effect.
It was meant to change your mind, to prevent you from comprehending the arcane presence here. In stopping you from entering the tower, you would be protected from the madness and ruin that awaits. There's no need for you to go the way of the other pieces who came here, breaking down piece by piece, until you eventually vanish into nothing.
His feathers begin to fall. More symbols flicker across his body.
But you needn't worry. It won't be long until my arcane skill ceases to function.
I've never had the opportunity to work with Ludwig. But based on your simulation of him, I can guess he's a stubborn, conceited, curious, egotistical fellow.
Insane?
Oh, not really. Just a raven cursed with knowledge, trying his best to protect those who come after.
A typical Laplace employee.
You're unhappy.
No. I was only thinking that perhaps there should be someone who helps bear the risks and makes decisions on behalf of these geniuses.
That's when he realized he should agree
Working
to be the
alongside
director.
colleagues with no understanding of lab safety protocols comes at too great a price. Having a branch director go missing for so long must have certainly affected productivity.
Ludwig catches the anger in his words and the trace of grief beneath it. He tries to move past both.
But you and I have never worked together.
We've been colleagues for the last 10 minutes.
You're not going to heed my warning, are you? You're still going to remove the core to satisfy your curiosity.
I am going to take it. Because I want Laplace to remain a place for people like you. Someone has to do something.
What a coincidence. Some of the previous pieces who came here said a similar thing. Their data was also destroyed. Unless new data is uploaded, they'll never appear in the box again. I'm not entirely sure what to call it. I hope you'll forgive me for presuming it as death. Which, I believe, is precisely what I'm experiencing now. Farewell, my colleague. I wish you all the best.
Ludwig vanishes into the air, and on the wall behind where he had stood, a door appears.
Farewell.
Enigma approaches the door. Man, Ludwig is such an interesting character. There's still so much I want to know about him. Can use language to influence thoughts. If you hear him use an imperative sentence at you directly, cover your ears immediately. Do not listen to him. He cannot realistically resist its effects unless he can think without using words. Interesting. So he's kind of like Shinso, or the Purple Man from Jessica Jones, in which his mind manipulation has a criteria that it must meet. Huh. It's a very cool skill. I wonder how that would translate to an actual playable unit. Oh, what's up, man? I did not see you. I'm sorry. I was I have it on full screen, so I did not see you there. Yes, I'm aware of Pierre Knight is streaming at the same time. I
Keep your guard high.
was not expecting to get home this late.
The feathers will answer.
Be careful.
Here, take a primrose.
My responsibility.
Oi! This ain't your letter!
Cleave the solid stone. 剑道主义，万恶皆除，降了，出。
Victory!
Basically just spinning our wheels and waiting for that, waiting for the collab stream on the 10th. I believe it was the 10th, thanks to the leaked images. But they'll probably announce it sooner rather than later.
Don't waste your breath. Keep your guard high.
Oops.
Don't waste your breath.
Flying feathers.
Be careful. My responsibility. Cleave the solid stone. How dare you!
A well-measured strike. It's my responsibility. 险道主义，万恶皆除，强梁出。This isn't over yet.
Wait, but he didn't. Okay, never mind. Who cares?
Victory!
You've been defeated.
Everyone loves that.
Grab all this. Dang, that's a lot. Probably good if I get this already, and then let's see for the rest. All for nothing.
Next time a colleague disappears without a trace, they'd better leave behind more clues first. Not even a crack. This isn't drawn on, is it?
Knock it open. This is the only path.
No visible locks. No signs of arcane skills either.
Prove yourself. Knock it open. But to whom?
Greta's been here. She found a way through. There must be a way.
What do I surrender everything about yourself to something else?
Researcher Adler? Researcher Adler, how are you? We've all been quite concerned about your condition. The results of our investigation into the storm have arrived, and everyone's fighting to form research teams. This might be a bit presumptuous, but we'd like to invite you to join us.
Just another group of people who believe science could explain everything.
Remember, but during a cryptography lecture at the University of Göttingen, you said every puzzle has a solution, and that if there is no answer, it's just because we haven't figured out the rules yet.
Just some seekers who think they
Just
can
like
solve
that,
it all.
a crossword puzzle that nobody's ever solved. We'll be entering new territory. The first to research the storm.
And we'll be the first to find a solution, to figure out the truth.
Yeah, well, good luck. He stares at the crossword before him, the letters in it square, drowned in ink so thick that they're legible. Just like the storm, covering everything with no pattern at all.
Solution? A solution that can be overturned at any time by the appearance of an inexplicable presence? Only a fanatic would find joy in all this. At least they finally have some evidence that gods are here.
I hear they've given you a nickname, Bruderherz. Enigma. You must admit your colleagues have quite a sense of humor. And taste, if you ask me.
I love how she thinks her brother's nickname is Gas.
You may be helping with some decoding work in here, and somehow turned me into your personal news and paper delivery girl. But this house isn't a laboratory, nor your dorm, and it's certainly not an emergency shelter. There is no harm in returning to a normal life.
I'm listening.
No, you aren't.
Enigma sighs and sets down the squash ball in his hand.
Alright, fine. I'll say what you want me to say. How's the situation outside, Greta? Everyone must be very busy. They've given up on sending smart robots to my door, and they haven't asked me to join their various research teams for quite some time. Has the storm research had any new breakthroughs? Is everyone in high spirits? Busy coming up with great ideas?
Bro is just going through it. She's quiet for a moment and shakes her head slightly.
Another storm hit. It was sudden. I heard there were researchers gathering data outside. They didn't make it back in time. The situation as a Foundation isn't much better.
He wants to slam his fist on the table. Instead, he just pushes the papers aside, exhausted.
Is that so? I see.
There must be a reason. Something that has driven you here, to stand before this door, to demand a response that has never come. Self-expectations.
I've attended lectures at Laplace. Their researchers firmly believe they can discover the truth. It's utter conceit. But that's the way it should be.
Others' expectations.
I'll take up that hole and do what you've been nagging me to do. I'll take care of those pesky committees. But just so you know, I'm not doing this for the higher-ups who look down on us, but for the people who look up to us from below.
A wish to change everything.
Because I want Laplace to remain a place for people like you. Someone has to do something.
He has never truly looked at this door. Difficulties and obstacles are common in research. Every result is built on countless failures. For the first time, he takes a few steps back to get a clear look at this old enemy, the one he's been wrestling with for as long as he can remember.
I should have done this a long time ago. No. No need to speculate on how the past could have gone. There's an excellent opportunity. Right here and now.
The plasma extract is wearing off. His heartbeat pounds in his ears as everything he perceives slowly returns to
Everything
what it was.
inside the toy box changes with observation. It faithfully recreates my every thought, perception, and idea. Turns out, there was no wall around the door after all.
Every journey began at this field. He recognizes the feeling of the grass beneath his boots.
Back where I started. Not bad.
Putting the blades, the core rests there in the grass, waiting for the next stubborn seeker to pick it up.
The core can read one's thoughts and make the toy box
is it playing
manifest
Reset?
whatever one desires most.
I've yet to listen to it in full.
I wanted to create a language without limits, a language everyone could understand and use. And so, it rebuilt the Tower of Babel for me. It is far too powerful. If you take it, you'll be engulfed by it. Something I don't want to happen. But it's clear you've made your decision. I'm powerless to stop you. I can only wish you the best of luck, and hope you stay true to your convictions. If I had the time, I'd like to have witnessed what it creates for you.
Damn, man. There's endless green in countless places. Maybe it's the mountaintop he once reached. Maybe it's the graveyard he can't bring himself to visit. Maybe it's the open field in front of the Laplace building. All he wanted was to return to that first field of gold.
All right. Adventure's over.
Enigma bends down and picks up the core.
It's created a new code under my observation. A familiar, basic code. And a hint Das Zeitalter der Menschen ist zu Ende.
He reads the words under his breath. This is as close to reality as the simulation gets, replicating appearance, language, and thought. The data does its job, producing the most reasonable result it can. In the real world, there's a note just like this in his drawer, taken from that pioneer's journal. She found the answer, even here in the simulation. Proof that she will walk this path every time, without exception. A prophecy written in journal.
Arcanum.
Very interesting poem. I may take note of it for my eventual video on this entire thing.
The Visionaire cipher. A multi-layered application of the Caesar cipher. In this scenario, using Kaczynski's test to reverse engineer the key from known ciphertext is the most suitable approach. Usually, the key isn't particularly long. It was most likely repeated to generate this ciphertext. Simply find the repeating character sequences and use the distance between them to infer the key's length. It must be a multiple.
He hasn't worked on something like this in a long time. A simple puzzle. Simple enough that he wants Locke to Stanley through it. It's a clever little trick.
Where did I put that German letter frequency table? First, calculate the index of coincidence. Then, try each possible key combination in order. Laplace's computers must operate at remarkably high speeds. All that remains, then, is to pick out the plain text with the most meaning. Done.
He picks up the device.
And to think this is the answer generated from my observation. I'd expected it to be something far more mundane, like squash or answer.
Future, baby.
Zukunft.
The metal melts into a soft liquid, and the indecipherable symbols fall away. He has solved it, and his reward is an unbearable truth.
This is...
He can no longer see the arcane glow, yet the burning behind his eyes returns all the same. His vision blurs, his arms begin to tremble, everything around him collapses inward like a crushed cardboard box.
These intense arcane fluctuations. I've seen them before. Verdammt. First, I need to...
The metal returns to its original form. The secret was revealed for only a moment, but that moment was enough. The lock isn't there to keep knowledge in. It's there to protect those too ignorant to survive it.
I must have seen something like this before. Yes. It was when they tried to read that incantation aloud.
The first circle. The miraculous knot. The thing you will remember till the day you die. Enigma's fingers fly across the keys, pulling up files from the Laplace database.
High concentrations of asymmetrical nuclide R were detected in certain locations. Upon inspection, these concentrations were not correlated with any external factors. These locations did not follow any particular distribution pattern, nor did they overlap with the results of our geological surveys. Based on our current research, The arcane fluctuations at these locations are similar to those of an activated Hoffman knot, both sharing the same tremor frequency. Some posit this is a blessing of sorts, resulting from the worship of a supreme existence. For example, the school of Aperons believe in the Boundless One, spared them from the effects of the storm, and Miss Amundsen's self-described worship of the Mother Spirit is most likely connected to the mutation she underwent. All of these locations had records of relatively extended periods of deity worship.
Interesting.
Supreme existence? Deity? If there were a unifying theory to describe the entire universe, even these so-called gods would be scientifically explained.
Puppets manipulated by invisible strings. Enigma leans forward, head bowed. He stares at the gold metal core in his hands. Doubt and mockery harden into anger, which then instantly morphs into something stronger. Curiosity.
What a helpful little assistant you are.
The news you brought back was very interesting, Simone.
Hello, Lucy.
Madame Z has always maintained a cooperative attitude toward Laplace. It should have come as no surprise to you.
The glowing star of her eye flickers. This is the latest expression Madame Lucy has learned, roughly the equivalent of a human wink. Data analysis has shown it can lighten the mood and convey warmth, making it particularly well suited for conversations between friends.
I did not expect Laplace would receive such unique research materials. The details contained in the core of that toy box have created a new basis for greater exploration and research into the storm. Perfecting the immunity ritual has become a more likely possibility. The report also mentions that researchers Adler and Medicine Pocket collaborated to develop an antidote for picrasma extract. I did not use the wrong names, correct?
She is unable to compute Adler and Edpoc working together.
Correct. Your data loss has alleviated considerably. Although a significant portion of data still remains irrecoverable with our current abilities, it's only a matter of time until we find a solution, Madame Lucy.
Good. Then, I will apply for some even more complex research tasks when the time comes.
She nods seriously.
I have finished composing a response to researcher Adler's letter. First, the antidote is undoubtedly an invention with immense practical value, allowing picrasma extract to be used to greater effect. However, their testing methods went against regulations. They have violated Articles 51 and 106 of the Laplace Laboratory Code. While I congratulate researcher Adler on his official appointment as director, I must also warn him that he will appear on this month's public notice board for these violations.
That's really funny. Even Director Adler is not safe.
In other words, everyone will see his appointment and his breach of regulations announced side by side.
That's very Adler.
Based on my estimates, this has a 92% chance of occurring, approaching certainty.
Simone smiles.
There is something else I do not understand. Does Laplace currently have a large surplus of paper? All this information could have been relayed via communication device.
It's generally considered that letters are a more formal form of notice. Any other thoughts on his appointment? Would you like me to monitor researcher Adler's performance during his first 3 months as director?
There is no need to scrutinize this specific matter, Simone.
Another flicker of her eye. She runs her fingers over the letter on the desk.
I am still functioning. Thus, there are still people who seek answers to the world's unsolved mysteries, and those who work to uncover its unknown principles. We continue to walk the path of progress.
And thus we come to our end.
This is a very thorough report. And knowing where you stand, it's safe to say Laplace won't be facing many more problems for the time being.
She flips through the files and nods.
Our research will continue until we uncover the truths behind the toy box. After we establish the toy box research group, I'll be sure to submit more detailed reports of our results. What you have there is far from our final conclusion on the subject. Or on our collaboration with the Foundation.
Between compromises, the soon-to-be director has learned how to hold his ground.
Anyone who gives the final answer without careful consideration is either a gambler or a cheat.
I literally just finished 3.6 and wow, it was great. It also made me realize we haven't gotten any good surreal sci-fi media in a while. Man, I think that's one of my favorite things about this game. It's not constrained by the iron shackles of genre. Because of its wide swath of areas that it can cover, it's basically able to pick and choose what they want to do. They can totally do a kung fu buddy cop movie in the 90s while at the same time doing a theater drama in the 1920s. Right, they really have such a huge sandbox to play with, and they're already bringing in stuff from mythology, like with Rhiannon and Welsh lore, right? So they're really just experimenting and doing crazy stuff with their setting, and it's something I'm a big fan of, although sometimes it just isn't really explained all that well, but maybe that's the point, right? Maybe it's for the purpose of being vague and inciting lore and theory.
I'm glad to
crafting.
see your prudence and rationality as a researcher remain as dependable as ever. Of course, I'm even happier you finally decided to be more than just a researcher.
I'm sorry, but even now I still don't fully understand your decision. I also have one more condition.
Go ahead.
Before my appointment is officially announced, I want to meet with the Timekeeper. The Foundation's stance is not fully representative of the Timekeepers, is it?
Under the framework of a new bill, the Timekeeper and her team do enjoy a greater degree of autonomy.
An answer that is both ambiguous and clever. Such autonomy still falls within the Foundation's legal framework.
Regardless, this isn't a difficult request to fulfill. Laplace's research findings have made many major contributions to the Timekeeper's operations. Rebuilding trust during this period of turmoil is essential.
You've become quite proficient at all this. And I'm just finally starting to get used to it.
Maintaining Laplace's independence, meeting with the Timekeeper. Is there anything else?
Enigma is quiet for a moment.
Before the Foundation requests the details of any of Laplace's research, they must inform me what it will be used for. Can you accept this?
The Foundation has never deliberately concealed anything from Laplace. We've always guaranteed your right to know.
I highly doubt that,
yes, but the reasons they provide could easily be half-truths, or arrive late. I don't mean to make your life difficult, But you know better than I the reality of how the Foundation operates. Judging by your reaction, you can't make that promise. I expected as much. I have no other requests.
All these endless meetings finally prove their worth. The strategic concession. A classic among expert negotiators. Not meant to get anything specific, but to make a point.
Very good. You'll be notified of the official appointment within a week, after which it will be announced to every department. Hopefully, we won't run into any trouble.
She glances around the room.
You have a lot of paperwork ahead of you. Why not start with a tidy up? Some advice from someone with experience. Those paper stacks tend to shrink after a little organization.
Resorting to psychological suggestion?
If it gets the job done.
Madam Z walks to the door, then turns to say goodbye.
All in all, congratulations to you, Adler, and to Laplace. You've secured a positive future for this place.
She leaves. Enigma, standing surrounded by walls of files, sighs.
Marguerite.
Hello, Miss Lawrence. Laplace is a massive institution, and as such they rarely cross paths. Last time they'd exchanged only a brief nod. Right. He takes a moment to study her. The cold metallic gleam runs through the center of her dress like a butterfly emerging from a dark cocoon of torn fabric and flesh. Well, gee, like a Lorentz butterfly, you mean?
I've seen your research. Not half bad.
Thanks, I guess. She wears an impeccable smile.
Thank you, Mr. Adler. And congratulations.
Brief, but sufficient. He doesn't want his first act as director to be tearing an irreparable rift through Laplace.
Go on in, Mr. Adler. Everyone's waiting.
Happy birthday!
I forgot that they called it his birthday for some random reason.
What the hell are you all doing?
This stuff is so cute. None of this is what he expected. It was supposed to be a brief meeting, but the moment he opened the door, control slipped away from him entirely.
It's a celebration, Mr. Enigma, for your birthday. And for your appointment as director, of course.
It's not my goddamn
Today
birthday!
Isn't my birthday.
Oh, that doesn't matter. You can celebrate it early. The most important thing is today is a day worth celebrating.
There's cake. Is that dairy cream? Or something plant-based?
What is Medpok looking at, bro? Is he still looking at that goddamn toy box? Elizabeth pulls another party popper. The sharp smell halts the snake's investigation.
Wait.
Our readings have shown higher concentrations of cortisol and adrenaline in the air. We've all been under pressure lately, you most of all, Adler. Your index is higher than anyone else's.
The cortisol
like this
maxing
gives everyone a chance to relax, which in turn will make them all the more productive with the upcoming workload.
A thoughtful, theoretical justification for the party, courtesy of Ulrich.
Well, this is a birthday party, isn't it? Make a wish, Enigma. What's that? You want me to make one on your behalf? Well, if you say so.
Okay, bro. Shut the fuck up.
I wish, more than anything in the world, for my approval form to pass today, I need to sample the outer material of the toy box.
So that's why he was looking at it so intently.
Your plasma consumption research already jumped the queue. And we need to maintain the structural integrity of the toy box.
Just right out the gate. It's like, fuck you. Medicine Pocket rolls their eyes and drifts towards the toy box on their table anyway.
Hey, step away from the box. No.
The party seems to give these geniuses an excuse to run wild. No one cares anymore what the meeting was supposed to be about.
Listen up!
He raises his voice, helpless. And the brilliant colleagues finally spare him a moment of their attention.
As you all know, I will be serving as Laplace's director.
X gives an approving whistle. Wow, really? I had no idea.
Sans blague! You don't say!
Oh my god, they're all just being asses now.
We were hardly surprised by the decision. You'd already been doing the work for quite some time. All this goes to prove that, even though you needed some time to adjust, Madame Lucy's judgment was correct.
Though he'd prepared a few words, he now finds himself thinking carefully about how a leader ought to express themselves.
I suppose I've well and truly picked up some useless habits.
And? Anything else you want to say, Director?
He looks around at his colleagues. Objectively speaking, they are all gifted yet in wildly different ways. Subjectively speaking, they are a handful. But they all share the same belief. Science. He abandons the speech.
In short, I will do my best. Until we find someone better suited for the job.
Man. I wish this story was longer. I really truly do. As great as I think it is, I wish the story was longer.
Diejenigen, die nicht vom Sturm geholt werden. Wohin gehen sie, wenn sie sterben? Eine Frage, die noch immer unbeantwortet bleibt.
A black and white grid of a crossword puzzle.
Ich glaube nicht an die Existenz von Göttern, noch an irgendeinen Himmel oder eine Hölle. Ich wünschte, du könntest mir deine Antwort geben, Greta. Ich wünschte, ich könnte dich selbst fragen.
He rests his finger on the trigger.
Bang.
The age of humans has come to an end. But you can continue living.
A fine pistol. A birthday gift. A memento. A beginning.
In our new age.
You know, as a character, Enigma has always been one of the few that I've really truly intrigued me. And the idea of him getting a chapter entirely to himself, I was over the moon excited by. I could not wait to see how he would explore his grief over Greta, his grappling with the massive shoes left by Lucy, and obviously his status as a human in a world of Arcanum, which has already been touched upon in several aspects of the game's stories from before. And again, while I wish that it was longer, I am not disappointed with what we got in the slightest. Like, the fact that my biggest complaint was that I wanted more was already proof enough that what we got was more than worthy of a high rating. I've loved the writing, I loved the drama, the flashbacks with Greta. We got more of a chance to actually see Greta in a more intimate setting, which is always appreciated. We were able to get more of a grasp of her relationship with Adler, how that shaped him, and of course we got more moments with him interacting with the rest of the Laplace crew, who already have tremendous chemistry, from Ulrich to X to even Medpoc, right? Just some great shit all around. Very happy with Lasting First Principles. Does he have a character story? No, this is basically his character story, right? That's basically the point. I always, now that I think about it, this is kind of just a longer character story in a way. Okay, time to do complete induction. When I first played this on CN, I was like totally lost because obviously I couldn't read that shit. So now I'm doing it here. I just kind of pressed buttons and made random bullshit go, but now I actually can know what is going on here. I see. Literally have nobody. Jesus fuck. I missed the whole thing. My internet literally died the moment you just... Oh no! Oh, that's so sad. I'm so sorry. I missed the whole thing. Also a voice character story. Yup, that's basically what this was, a voice character story, which I'm very grateful for, because usually when I play the character stories and I voice everything myself, keeping up the accents is kind of difficult. That's something I have to work on. But I think my Adler and Ulrich impressions specifically are very good, which is which is why I'm very sad I wasn't able to use them. That's right. I remember all of these from when I first played it, but I again had no idea what the fuck it meant. So I'm just gonna do random bullshit and let it go off. Finish this in like 15. Yeah, it is short. I remember it being relatively short when I first played it. Now that I'm done with all this, the next thing I'm looking to do, and I'm not streaming this, but I am going to watch a full 11-hour gameplay walkthrough of Atomic Heart to prepare for the collab story, because from the leaked images, it was July 10th that the live stream will be premiering. So I need to finish my Atomic Heart walkthrough before then. I would buy the game and play it myself, but I've already bought so many games in the last few weeks. I just, like, you probably saw from my post, I bought Dishonored, I bought Titanfall 2. I'm gonna have to buy Okami for a project. I bought Hyper Light Drifter on the Switch, or on my Switch, and I'm also looking at Deus Ex. I put it on T until late till I saw Mary play it. I see. Are you gonna stream the collab live stream? Maybe. I might stream it with my friends. I don't know if you guys saw that video with me and my buddies Mark and Gollum, my YouTube short. It's usually the three of us who watch the reverse streams together. So, if you guys are interested in seeing us react to that live, I have no issue with streaming it. Let's get more of these. Let's get more of these fucking guys and bring them in. It's only 11 hours long. Damn, that's true. Yeah, I think also because the game has a bunch of Atomic Heart has a bunch of DLC, so it's probably not all of it. And also, it has a sequel on the way, apparently. But from what I remember from what I remember from the stream that announced the collab, it is the story takes place before the actual events of the game, which I have no idea how that's gonna work, because from what I remember, I read the Wikipedia summary for the game, and the twins don't become the twins until like halfway through the story. But I don't know. Maybe I read something wrong, and it's being all maybe I was wrong. I have no idea. See shorts, so I missed that. Go watch it, it's really funny. Yeah, it's popular yes, of course. It's interesting, the collabs that they do, because they always, like, I remember people wanted Doctor Who really badly, and I'm like, dude, that's never gonna happen. Like, that's BBC's baby. They're not gonna let that shit fall into the hands of some random Chinese gacha company. The only reason they managed to get Assassin's Creed is because both Bluepock and Ubisoft are partially owned by Tencent, and there's a mutual ownership there that allowed it to probably come through. And then Atomic Heart happened because Mundfish is a fan of Reverse. Through Reverse, the first time I heard about the game, I can see it. But yeah, that's fair too. It's a very niche. It's incredibly niche. That's the thing. That's why I said initially, do not get your hopes super high when it comes to collabs for Reverse, because this isn't a Genshin or a Wuwa situation where it's so goddamn popular that even geopolitical bullshit can't fully stop it. Like, HSR had to remove a bunch of stuff for Plan Arcadia, but Plan Arcadia still happened, and like, Himiko is piloting a goddamn Gundam, so like, it very clearly didn't do anything, as opposed to Reverse, where they literally cannot do a Japanese chapter because of so much historical bullshit. And I'm circling back to what I was saying before. Reverse is a niche within a niche within a niche. It is very, very difficult to picture a massive big name IP collaborating with the game unless it already has that company connection like Ubisoft does with Tencent, right? And Atomic Heart only happened because the Mundfish devs have actively said they're a fan of the game. They're Reverse fans. Like, I remember there was this one video where one of Mundfish's art directors, I think it was, who was commenting on Farewell Ayashiki, right? And he was complimenting it and how accurate it was to that Russian style of the era. And it's like, that has to be the only reason why. Unless the developers actively, like, developers of the collabing IP in question actively say, yeah, we wanna link up, it's so highly unlikely that we'll ever get something hugely popular to collaborate with the game. Although my biggest hope and dream personally is Kingsman. I doubt it will ever happen. Like, it probably never will happen, because even though Kingsman itself is also niche, it's still owned by there's still a bunch of legal bullshit to go through with Disney and Marvel and Miller World and Netflix and all that shit. So I highly doubt it ever happens, even though that's my personal pipe dream. I think if they want to bring in new players to collabing with other gachas might be the best bet. Yeah, I'd agree with that if the target audiences for all of these gachas weren't so wildly different. Like, I'd imagine there would be riots by the reverse community if reverse collabed with something like a Nikkei or a Blue Archive. Like, they got mad over Meryl's thighs. They in no way would ever in 1,000 fucking years be accepting towards a collaboration between one of the other gachas, regardless of how mainstream they end up being. Even if it's something like Hoyoverse, even that's a point of no return for a lot of this community. I don't know, man. And also because Reverse is very... I don't want to say selective because we've only seen it once, or I guess twice, but the collabs have to kind of match up thematically what Reverse is going for. And that kind of narrows it down in a lot of ways. We want Reverse, obviously as a work of historical fiction, wants to collab with works that are also works of historical fiction to fit the aesthetic, to fit the theme, to fit the narrative. Hence why they did Assassin's Creed, right? People have been wanting a Reverse story in Italy, so boom, there you go, Ezio fucking Auditore. People wanted a story in Greece, so bang, Cassandra, right? And now when it comes to Atomic Heart, there's a ton of aesthetic. It's probably the most perfect collab that they could have done aesthetic-wise. It's the idea of that retro-futurism that both games are very obsessed with, right? I think the Arknights Limbus collab one was received pretty well by both hands. Yeah, I think their fan bases tend to overlap more. I don't think I know a single Limbus player who doesn't also play Arknights or Enfield. A lot of people settled here since they started to hate the big three gacha community. Hate three gacha community as a whole. Yeah, I mean, I don't think the Reverse community is much better, honestly. Especially on Twitter. Reverse Twitter is pure cancer. I cannot stand those people. I think ultimately it's just a question of, it's a question of what fits Reverse regardless of what, like, no one wanted an Atomic Heart collab, and everyone hates, well, not everyone, but a lot of people hate the fact that this is even happening. So I don't really think Bluepaw cares all that much about what the fans specifically want for a collaboration if it does not fit their style of doing things. Like, they listed a bunch of random-ass IPs on the survey that, in very high likelihood, they will absolutely never collaborate with because it does not fit any amount of their aesthetic or theme. Like, I'm sure if what was actually voted the most won, it would be something nuts. Like, honestly, I have no idea. I can't even think right now. Do you think collab patches have ruined their last two anniversary stories since they have to match the localization and all with both servers? It takes a lot of effort. No, I don't. I thought On Another Sorrow was fantastic. I don't think the collabs in general have really done much to throw things out of whack. I think the fact that they introduced this patch specifically to get things back together is a sign that Bluepaw thought about this well in advance. Like, I am confident that they had this Atomic Heart collab sealed up in the Blue Vault since the beginning of the year. Maybe even earlier than that. kind of don't want to see a collab next year. Yeah, I can see that. I don't know what... I agree with... I kind of hope that they don't do it yearly myself. Although I kind of expect them to. Especially as the game is... It is growing in popularity. As niche as a niche as it is growing in popularity somewhat. Like... We have seen reverse posts go viral for the most unfortunate reasons, like... I'm not gonna mention that one. I'm not even gonna talk about that one stupid fucking beak image. But there's also this one Tomodachi Life image that went viral without people knowing that it was Jessica and Blondie. That was interesting. And the absolute fucking torrent of rage that the CN community had towards the anniversary. I think Blue Puck does not want to see a fuck up like that again. I personally wouldn't even call it a fuck up that much. Like, a lot of the things that they complained about, other than Endgame kind of being stale, which I partially agree with, the story-wise, I think it's a complete non-issue. I just don't see the problem with Meryl and Rhiannon. I really don't. Maybe it's just the guys crying that they lost their waifu, which fair enough, but in all honesty, I think I have to echo the sentiments of a lot of the reverse not a lot, but a good amount of the reverse subreddit where they're terrified of this making Blue Puck they're terrified that Blue Puck bending the knee means that they won't take any major risks narratively ever again. And that is something I'm also scared of, because I have not seen a gacha story this bold other than this game. Like, I don't... Like, even Mormons, which I've been playing recently, I do not think their story is in any way... As much as I think it's good, I do not think it is as bold or as daring as Reverse has been. Like... I really hope that this isn't a major turning point for the worst in terms of story development, where we basically get a nothing ever happens situation, where we don't see any characters grow or change or you know, die. I say they shouldn't have sold her in the same patch. Maybe. I think the issue with Rhea is that she was too late. I feel like the big climactic I think Nautica's sacrifice was actually perfectly executed. It's actually on my Mount Rushmore of scenes in the game. Like, I massively disagree with everyone, because I find it similar to Infinity War's ending, in the sense that we all knew that all of those characters were going to come back. Like, we knew Spider-Man had a third movie, we knew Doctor Strange had a second movie, we knew the Guardians of the Galaxy was going to get a third movie, and yet it still hit when they all died, because we've grown to care about them, right? And Nautica, the point wasn't her dying. The point was never her dying. The point was her rebirth. That's like the whole point of the story. Right? Her literal rebirth was a very on the nose representation of her symbolic rebirth. That's why I don't think it was that deep, really. Rhea, on the other hand, we really didn't get much time with her afterwards. Like, she was basically only in the last 5 minutes of the story. I think that if Meryl died, like, maybe a little halfway in, and Rhiannon played a pivotal role through the second half of the chapter, I think she would be a lot more well received. Kind of envy Jacob who's not playing the story. He doesn't get spoiled by the official channel like the rest of us. I mean, I made my CN account specifically so I could watch stories ahead of time because I really don't feel like waiting. And I didn't want to be spoiled myself, so I might as well fucking spoil myself. I didn't care. Like... And as a result, I get head starts on scripts for future videos, which is fantastic. I need to start preparing my last and first principal ones. I need to get that Blue Pock paycheck and to continue the momentum. I actually find when I do videos about less recent reverse stories, I actually get more traction on them, because my Cosmic Overture video did solidly well, which, thank God, that thing is fucking an hour goddamn long. I would have been very mad if it didn't, at the very least, perform a little bit. But my 3.4 video, which came a week after the patch released on Global, flopped pretty badly, which I don't really care about. And my Turquoise Serpent Club video, it's only a week old, so I can't really definitively call it a flop, but it's doing its thing right now. I made my CN account for the second anniversary since I was getting spoiled too much. Yeah, honestly, like, for a good portion of the game's lifespan, I wasn't aware the CN thing even existed until I found Merowee's channel. To which I was like, holy shit. I made my CN account during 3.2. Also because, even before then, all my friends and I were streaming the CN live streams. Like, we watched 3.2 stream, we watched 3.4 stream. Oh my god, you guys should have heard me when Liang Ye's skin got revealed. I absolutely lost my shit. Maybe one day I'll post the recording of that, but I was not okay. That way, I see Pep Shot, man. This Cosmic Overture. My man, that man is a beast. He's just cranking shit out with a far better editing style than I can ever hope to achieve. The DaVinci Resolve learning curve is a goddamn parabola. Is it all unknown shit? Probably unlock whoever these... Oh no, I'll unlock the big name players first. Why is Hisabeth's getting so goddamn mad? What the fuck? Why is she on fire? What is going on? Why is she burning up? What is happening? Is she like Spathodia, or is... what the hell? She's the only one burning up too, like it's no one else. You're doing great, thank you. I mean, I do this as a hobby, right? It's a hobby that I kinda get paid for sometimes. Right, so I'm not really sweating it if my videos flop or whatever, because this is really just out of passion. Isabeth mentions she's launching herself to space using Pomba. That man is like a... That man worships Hisabeth at the altar. Like, it is crazy work, which I can't even call him anything for that. I'm the same way about Yang Yue, but that dude treats her as if she was his real wife, which, again, fair enough. I feel the same way about Yang Yue. I remember seeing this one tweet that was like, men used to treat their waifus like they were his real wife, and now we just have guys calling a handful of girls from every new gacha game that releases wife, and then moving on the second that game isn't relevant anymore. What has happened to the anime fandom? Have we truly fallen so far as a society? That tweet had me laughing my ass off. But the real still exists out there somehow. No, unfortunately. I wish I could. If there's a character to P5, it's her, but she's a limited, so she barely ever shows up now. Thankfully, she's showing up in the new Lake's Heart banners, which I'm super happy about. The fact that they're rerunning all the limiteds in every major patch is awesome. I never thought we would get... It's kind of like a Ripples for limiteds, except without the guarantee, which, fair enough, right? They're limiteds. But right now, my Liang is P1, unfortunately. Yes, I know, it pains me to say. I wish, I really do. I wish I could wail, but, like, I need to eat, and I need to keep the lights on. I'm also saving for her for Global 30. Yeah. The 2 free decatones that we get for that banner I'm using on her. Absolutely 1000%. I have been on a streak of incredibly good luck lately. I actually got Adler in my first 10 pull, which I lost my shit at that too. If you guys want to see that, I'll post that reaction video on YouTube. I'll make a YouTube short out of it. Especially because there's a bunch of hilarious context behind it. And one of my friends. Plus, it's more content into the machine, right? Okay, now we're getting multiple people on fire. I mean, Hezabeth's still the one that's mostly on fire, but we got like 4 people bursting into flames at the same time for just a little bit, so there's progress. Do you think we'll get all the free? We should. I don't see any reason as to why we shouldn't be. Given that they're apology gifts, though, I feel like they might be, like, retconned into... they might be integrated in a different way. They'll just be called some gift, right, instead of an apology, because it was not us globals that were complaining, at least not directly, mostly. And the white rum skin has been acquired.
Listen well, matey. I'm not one of those jabbering shit.
I'll keep going until I reach level 10, and then I'll do the survey, and then I'll call it a day. To be fair, she's like 9 feet. Yeah, that's true. Just a bunch of snakes. Have I exhausted all of my options? Are there no unknown ones left? That makes me very sad. Never mind. Perfect. If there's one thing I would love to know more about, it's the humanoid arcane creatures. Like this. Well, I guess Anjo is a beyond, so she's not really. Yeah, like how the fuck do succubi exist in this universe? Like, and how the like you have the Melusines, you have Vila, who's a Rusalka. You have vampires. I mean, shit, I'm just waiting for, like, a werewolf, man. Like, I'd love to know how these creatures just kind of exist. Category 4 and all the bottom ones for options. So okay, just go all in on whichever. I can't remember. Was it failsafe or was it synthesis? I don't know. Once this run is over, we'll just do it. We'll just go all in on that. Everyone here is probably, they should be. They shouldn't be They shouldn't be following my channel if they're not caught up on CN, because I stream CN and all the characters go on CN. I have a rule that I don't make content for it until it comes out on global, but streams are fair game. What questions do you have? Is it about temporal scale? I love temporal scale. It's genuinely top 5 for me. I really liked it. I liked it that much. I think it's fantastic. I feel like if they do something like that, there'd have to be a massive rebranding. There'd have to be a massive, either that or a sequel, which would be insane. Will we see it depicted in stories? 1000%. I mean, we already have it in temporal scale, right? But if you mean, will there ever be a reverse story that takes place in the year 2000? Or after? They would have to... There would have to be a major turning point in the story to get to that point. Like, they'd have to do quite a lot to justify something like that happening. Maybe kill off a few people, I have no idea. Because that would signal a huge turning point for the game. Like, I would not be surprised if they renamed the game to something like Reverse 2000 or Reverse 2099 or Reverse 2099. I would not be surprised if they had to do something like that to justify actually moving the story forward. It would also mean somehow the storm would have been, not destroyed, I guess, but like, there would have been some way to end the storm, or the storm ends somehow, or at the very least contained to appear less sporadically. it would essentially demand reverse eliminates the driving force of its narrative, which I do not think RuPac is ready to do by any stretch of the imagination. I have a theory about the Philosopher King. Yeah, let's hear it when you're ready, man. I still need to read, I think it was either Socrates or Plato who came up with that idea. I think it was, oh, no, okay, it was in the Republic. What am I thinking? I've read the Republic, what the fuck? This deck is still on fire. I think I should have everything at this point. Yeah, that sounds like her. And we've done it. We've reached max laboratory level 10. There we go. Now we do his survey. Even though I already have him. I've had him for days now. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what it is with the volume. I have it at 50% volume in in-game settings. Maybe it's something with OBS. I have no idea.
There is no end to this misery. I'll handle it. All right, time to loading. Sacrifice holds meaning only in its morning. Life is delicate and easily lost.
Side note, In Jeopardy is one of the absolute best battle themes in the entire game. This theme is fantastic.
Eliminate target.
I've been thinking of doing more quality of life videos. Like, one I was ruminating on was doing a top 10 voice actor performances now that we know a lot of the other actors. I'd wonder if you guys would be interested in seeing something like that, or something like a top 10 battle themes or tracks or whatever. Because I love this game's music and I'd like to talk about it as well. And just do more videos that aren't entirely related to lore, even though I kind of have to do the lore videos. That's kind of what I'm here for.
Computation check.
Enumeration is a last resort. But sometimes
What if they release a new 37, but her name is her real name? I would love that. I've been saying that 37, both 37 and Sophia's characters have so many legs, and I think that focusing on them again would be a big, it would satisfy all of their fans, obviously, right? They already have fans, but it would provide a lot more narrative depth to both of them. Captain Reverse Brain Rot. I am not that entrenched within to know. No, we do not know 37's name.
Valid data.
Charging.
Doom awaits within. Show mercy.
So obvious.
Aim and shoot.
I mean, I can see that happening if they didn't already say that a 37 Euphoria was coming out in 4.0, but I don't know. They could change. They could change plans. Because that was one of the biggest complaints, was that 37, where the fuck is the 37 Euphoria? They addressed that directly in the CN stream. They said, we're working on it, but it's not ready to release right now. My guess is that it'll have to do with the new archetype that the new archetype that will be there will likely be a new archetype from the new limited. And I think 37 will probably work with that character. Why wasn't Sophia even mentioned in chapter 3? Dude, I don't even know, man. They kind of also forgot Forget-Me-Not existed. Maybe they're doing shit in the background, I have no idea, but I don't mind Sophia not showing up until she becomes an actual pivotal villain in her own right, instead of just being a cameo that randomly shows up in chapters to throw hands with Sonetto and then do nothing else. I'd like her to be like, I said all of this in my Sophia video pre 3.7, which is my most popular video ever. I want her to have her own story as the main antagonist, where she is the driving force of the narrative and has a major role in it.
Enumeration is a last resort, but sometimes it can work a miracle.
The light that illuminates all.
So obvious.
Like if they ever do release a Sonetto alt, the story that introduces that alt should absolutely have Sophia as the villain. Like it is no question. They were very intentional in the parallels between the two of them, and Bluepak has been very they've been very on the nose about how both of them mirror each other in a lot of ways, and I think it would be ridiculous if they did not in any way capitalize on that somehow, which I doubt that they won't. This feels like something that they are going to get, they are going to pull off in kind. I feel like it would be insane if they just ignored the poster girl of the entire game. But man, who knows, right?
Burning light stage has a calming effect.
But yeah, I guess that's gonna be about it for my last and first. I'm basically done with it. I already did focus flashback before this. But yeah, right, that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna rank up some of these cubes. I should definitely give Adler his due. The cube I've been using Lopera's cube a lot lately for general arrays. I'm thinking of maybe doing that one. Maybe I rank up paper herons. I'll think about it later. But they mentioned he'll be back in 4.x in the Atoll. Really? I'll have to reread it because I do not remember that being said. Honestly, if I can trust Bluepak with anything, yep, me too. I do have my fair share of gripes with the gameplay. But if there's one thing that I'll never be able to doubt them with, it's story. I mean, I am one of the few people who believe that there is not a truly bad reverse story. I don't think, as much hate as I'm a Tristis Trophicus defender. I cannot hold you, and I also don't think what's it called? What's the other one everyone thought was bad? Was it yeah, I can't remember, but I will defend Tristis Trophicus until the day I die. I do not think that is a bad story in the slightest.
Just stand there if you like.
Did it have its issues? Yes, absolutely. But do I think it was bad especially in hindsight? No, because the point of it was to be a story that 2.4. I completely disagree. One of my first video ideas was how Last Evenings on Earth did a fantastic job specifically with characterization, I absolutely categorically disagree with it being a bad story. Like, that was one of the first ideas on my channel before I ultimately settled on Adele's video. Which, by the way, we are 6 versions removed from 3.8. She still doesn't have a fucking skin. If she doesn't get a skin in this collab, I honestly don't know what to say, because you would think that they'd be waiting on her for this, and it would be so ridiculous if it wasn't. It wasn't the story, but the rest of it. That's lame. I have to say how really dreadfully lame that is, because like a lot of people have said this already, but it's not a Brazilian story. It's a story that just happens to be in Brazil. The intention was never to represent Brazil as a country. It just happened to be the backdrop upon which the story takes place. You could genuinely set it in any random ass fucking tropical climate country, and literally nothing would change. I mean, maybe Anjo's character story would change a little bit, but literally nothing else would change. Nothing. Like, it being in Brazil is so inconsequential to... is so inconsequential to the actual story itself, that it really, ultimately, is a complete non-issue. I don't care about the representation even in vacuum T4 parts, but I completely disagree. I would love to come back to my initial idea of that. But Last Evenings on Earth, I would say succeeds as a 2.4 could have been. Really? You think so? I think it should have been a main story chapter. It's kind of insane that it was an event. Like, I get, like the earlier events like Uluru and Nightmare on Green Light that had, like, Vertin and other members of Team Timekeeper in it that were event stories, I understand why those were events. Because they had an effect on the main story, but they weren't pivotal. They weren't events that you need to go out of your way to watch in order to understand the story going forward. Last Evening on Earth absolutely was one of those. I have no idea why the hell that was not a main story chapter. I don't know why they put that as an event rather than a main story chapter, because if you missed that shit, you would have to either go look it up on YouTube, or you would have to wait till it reran, which I don't think it reran until... It didn't rerun until 3.3, I think, right? Or no, not 3.3. Shit. How long ago did that rerun? Last Evenings on Earth. Was it 3.3? Oh no, it was 3.1. Okay, it was Midnight Whistle. Okay, yeah. Wow, that was a while ago, huh? Like Midnight Whistle's rerunning soon on CN. Like, it's kind of crazy how far we've come. Like, I remember first seeing 3.1's trailer on CN all those months ago, and now it's rerunning. But yeah, that's crazy. Okay, okay, yes, Haunted Highway, I agree. I don't think for it to the Golden City was that important to the point where it needed to be a main story chapter. But then again, they released A Long Long Way, which barely focuses on Team Timekeeper. It's essentially, it is very much a Senti Charon Marsha focused chapter. So I guess maybe I can understand the logic behind it. I don't know. I thought A Long, Long Way was fantastic, though. It is still in my top 3. That's another thing that I've been thinking of making, a ranking video for the main story chapters and then the event stories. But that video, both of those videos respectively, would be so fucking long and an absolute agonizing task to edit. So I've been putting that shit off for quite some time. Even though I do have my rankings, but I do not have anything typed out about them. But yeah, man, I thought Last and First Principles was great. It is almost 12:30 here in Japan, so I should be getting to bed soon. But thanks for tuning in, guys. Great chat, great stuff. I will probably be streaming the Atomic Heart collaboration stream. You guys will finally be able to interact with my buddies. They themselves are thinking of coming into the reverse content sphere, so I'd like if they get some support on that end. But yeah, it was a great stream. Thanks guys for coming in. Apologies again for being late, and good night.